Lexie Hull is about to reveal the untold story of the Indiana Fever's rollercoaster 2024 season. There are all these pressures and expectations, but we as a group were really resilient, she shared in her latest interview with Locked On Women's Sports. But resilience was just the beginning. What really happened behind the scenes? In this candid conversation, Hull opens up about the Fever's early struggles, their remarkable turnaround, and her own journey from a bench player to a vital contributor. From doubts about her career
Oh my God,
I don't like the sound of that.
I know, me.
to becoming one of the league's deadliest shooters, Hull's story is one of grit and determination. From Stanford star to WNBA struggles. A former NCAA champion and 6th overall pick in the 2022 WNBA draft, Hull entered the league with sky-high expectations.
When I was in college, I didn't even know if I wanted to play professional basketball because I didn't know if it was a real career path.
But her first 2 seasons were anything but smooth. Winning only 5 games in my rookie year and struggling with my performance, I really started to question if I belonged, Hull admitted. Her shooting, once a strength, faltered. Hull's three-point percentage dropped from her college highs to a shaky 11 to 22% in her first 2 years as a pro. This league is tough, she said. There were doubts, for sure. A turning point in 2024. The 2024 season began with Hull on the bench, watching players like Kelsey Mitchell and Christy Wallace take the spotlight. But everything changed on May 25 in a game against Las Vegas. Hull caught fire, sinking 4 three-pointers early and regaining her confidence. From that moment, her performance skyrocketed. Hull finished.
I think, definitely early on in my career when our team, my first year, winning 5 games in a season, and then you're not performing great. It's like, where do I belong? This league is tough. Like, what am I doing wrong? And so there's doubts for sure.
The pressure was hard to handle. Hull pushed herself in every practice and game to show she belonged. It wasn't just about living up to being
incredible 47.1% from three-point range, well above the league average, and an astonishing 66.7%.
To shoot was something that we've talked about on previous programs. It's something that you never questioned. It was something that Lynn Dunn was certain of when she drafted you. It was something that, if I will be frank, people around the league were hoping for. This idea that, this is something you'd always...
Where she played more than 30 minutes. The Fever's magical turnaround. Hull's resurgence mirrored the Fever's journey. After a dismal start, including a brutal 11 games in 20 days, the team began to find its rhythm. Hull credits the team's growth to their resilience and a shift in mindset. We stuck together and believed in the process. She
shooting 47.1% from 3.
Caitlin Clark's arrival as the top draft pick added a new dynamic to the team. Hull quickly adapted to playing alongside Clark, marveling at her court vision and passing. It took me a while to realize she could pass to me from the other end of the court, Hull laughed.
When you played more than 30 minutes per game this season,
Ability to draw defenders opened up opportunities for Hull and her teammates, allowing them to make plays and capitalize on open shots.
tired legs in that scenario. You are sinking 2 and 3. No one does that. No one does. I mean, it's just incredible.
With her makes every cut feel like it could turn into something big, Hull said. The road ahead. Hull also spoke about the impact of new coach Stephanie White. Her reputation as a winner is undeniable, Hull said. She pushes us to...
It's incredibly satisfying. Looking back on a season, the things that you take are those percentages. Those are the things that, you're working to improve year after year. And so just, really, really proud of myself for sticking.
And I'm excited to learn from her. Looking back on the season, Hull is proud of the strides she and the team have made. I'm grateful for how the sport is growing and for the chance to be part of something special, she said. With Hull's confidence soaring and the Fever finding their identity, the future looks bright for Indiana. Hull's journey, from self-doubt to sharpshooting sensation, embodies the team's resilience and determination. The Fever aren't just surviving, they're thriving, and Lexie Hull is right at the heart of it all. Lexie Hull's shooting this season was nothing short of phenomenal.
Our season was not always fun, and I think that you learn a lot from that, and so being able to kind of talk about those experiences and share.
Where she played over 30 minutes, she hit an incredible 66.7% from three-point range, stats that seem almost impossible. Hull credits her success to confidence and persistence. Getting those chances and seeing my shots go in really boosted my confidence, she said. Looking back, I'm proud of sticking with it, believing in myself, and finishing the season with numbers I'm proud of. But Hull's standout performances were only part of a bigger story.
Even if we didn't have a brutal schedule at the start, the expectations are still there, and it might not go how you want it to go. And that's just part of those growing pains. And then you add in trying to build chemistry, and then you're adding in a very difficult schedule.
Fever faced a brutal test early in the 2024 season, 11 games in just 20 days. For a young team still finding its footing, it was a grueling challenge. Our season wasn't always fun, Hull admitted. You learn a lot from tough times. Losing sucks, but sticking it out is how you grow. The schedule was the most demanding the WNBA had seen since 2003. The Fever, fresh off landing the #1 draft pick, faced sky-high.
All of these pressures and expectations, again, it's like, are we good enough? Are we going to be?
Started with a disheartening 2-9 record. With little time to practice and barely a chance to recover between games, the team struggled to build chemistry and refine their strategy. Coach Christie Sides worked hard to keep the team motivated amid mounting losses. Hull reflected on the pressure they felt. You start asking, are we good enough? Can we turn this around? The odds were stacked against them, but instead of giving in to frustration, the Fever held together. Through resilience and teamwork, they found ways to improve. Hull's sharp shooting became a key factor.
We ran the numbers at the Nets. No one had gone through what you went through since the 2003 WNBA season. Was it hard in those early days?
Grew stronger with each tough game. We didn't fall apart, Hull said. We believed in the process and kept fighting. The Fever's rough start tested their limits, but it also revealed their potential. Now, with players like Hull stepping up and the team growing closer, they're showing that even in the face of adversity, they have what it takes to compete and win. The journey is far from over, but the Indiana Fever are proving that resilience, hard work, and belief can turn any season around. The Indiana Fever faced a tough season, but something incredible emerged during their struggles: resilience. Instead of fracturing under pressure, the team grew stronger together. Lexie Hull reflected, we stuck it out, believed in the process.
This process was going to play out and that we were going to get better. We're going to be a team that can compete against every team in the league. And we did that by the end of the season. So I think I'm proud looking back that we didn't just give in and say, it's not this year. Like, we'll start over next.
And kept pushing. This determination carried them through grueling practices and fierce competition, ultimately making them a team that could hold their own against.
We dug deep, we practiced hard, and eventually when we had time to practice in the start, we didn't really have time to practice as a team. We got closer, we got better, and I think you saw that how we played on the court. It just continued to get better and better throughout the game.
Still, resilience alone wasn't enough. The Fever needed a spark, and they got it when rookie sensation Caitlin Clark joined the roster. Her arrival brought a wave of excitement, drawing fans, media, and massive attention to Indianapolis. For the team, it also brought new challenges. Hull admitted it took time to adjust to Clark's style, marveling at her incredible court vision. She could pass to me from across the court, it changed the way we played, Hull shared. Clark's dynamic play opened up opportunities, creating more space for her teammates to shine. For Hull, this was transformative.
I remember the draft party in Cambridge, which was the first time we had that many people in Cambridge for not really any performance. The stands were filled, people had their jerseys, people had their gear on, and it was
focused on Clark. Hull found herself open more often and stepped up in a big way. Her shooting stats skyrocketed, hitting an unbelievable 66.7% when playing over 30 minutes. Confidence was key, Hull explained. Getting more opportunities and seeing those shots go in made all the difference. Hull's hot hand became a crucial asset for the Fever. But she didn't just focus on her own game, she credited her teammates for creating opportunities and emphasized the importance of teamwork. I owe it to them to knock down those shots when it counts, she said. With Stephanie White returning as head coach, the Fever's future looks brighter than ever. White's history with the team as a player and assistant coach makes her return feel like a homecoming. Hull is eager to learn under White's leadership, calling her a winner who knows how to bring out the best in everyone. As the Fever rebuild with a mix of seasoned players, rising stars, and a fresh coaching approach, the focus is clear: compete at the highest level and aim for a championship. Beyond the court, the team's journey is inspiring young athletes, proving that with resilience, teamwork, and a winning mindset, anything is possible. The Fever are ready to turn potential into results. Could this be the season they rise to the top? Fans can't wait to find out. Stephanie White is back with the Indiana Fever, and fans couldn't be more thrilled. As a WNBA champion and a Fever legend, White is now taking the reins to lead the team into a new era. Her connection to Indiana runs deep. She's been a player, an assistant coach, and now the head coach. But White isn't here just to relive her glory days. She's laser-focused on building a team that can go all the way. Her mission? Transform the Fever's potential into championships. The team has talent, but turning a good roster into a great one is no small task. Players are already feeling the shift, including Lexie Hull, who had a strong shooting season last year. Hull says White is pushing her to grow in exciting new ways, like improving her mid-range game, using her size in the post, and becoming a more versatile threat on the court. She's helping me think differently about how I can be.
I think, kind of how you mentioned earlier, just finding the rhythm, finding the confidence in game. Shooting 25 shots in a row in practice is different than getting your 4 looks in a game and not being able to knock them down and having the confidence to continue shooting them. So I think just getting the opportunity in that second half of the season and seeing them go in and then continuing to get those open looks really just fed that confidence, and I think that hot streak towards the end.
From all areas, Hull shared. White's coaching style is shaking things up. She's challenging players to be tougher, smarter, and harder to defend. The buzz around the team is real, but the big question is whether this approach will translate into immediate success, or if the team needs more time to adapt. Hull is confident that White's winning mindset will make a difference. She expects a lot from us, and that's what every coach should do, Hull said. It's exciting to see how she's helping us become the best versions of ourselves. White's focus isn't just on offense, defense is a key part of her vision, and she's expecting the team to bring their best on both ends of the floor. For the Fever, the goal is bigger than winning games. It's about rekindling the bond between the team and the city of Indianapolis while inspiring the next generation of players who dream of donning a Fever jersey.
We have some incredible playmakers on our team and incredible people that can get you the ball when you're open and create advantages. And so me being one of those people that I'm spacing the floor and I need to knock down those shots. So not only, holding myself accountable to do that as my
championship, Hull said. We're working to make that a reality, but the path to a championship isn't simple. Hull acknowledged the challenge of performing under playoff pressure, saying, "It's not enough to just make it to the playoffs, we want to win it all." According to her, what the team really needs is experience, the kind you can't buy or fake, but have to earn through tough games, heartbreak, and big wins. "I'm excited for us to grow together and take that next step," she added. The Fever are putting in the work, studying what it takes to succeed and preparing mentally for the high stakes of the postseason. As the team gears up for 2025, they're determined.
Immediate reaction to her is she's a winner and she will pull what's best out of everybody, and just very excited about the opportunity to learn from her. And obviously she's went to Purdue, played with the Fever, coached with the Fever, so she's a legend in Indianapolis. So excited to have her back and excited to just be able to completely dive in with her.
Prove they have what it takes to compete at the highest level. Hull is optimistic. "I think we can win a championship, and I truly believe we will," she said. Beyond the court, the Fever are lighting the way for the future of women's basketball. Hull's message to young girls is simple: it's possible for you. She's excited for a future where today's middle schoolers and high schoolers see their own dreams realized because they watch this team fight for greatness. The Fever's journey is
I think everyone's going to be really bought in, and just excited to see, how she tweaks things and her vision of how we can be better, and individually how we can be better to collectively be the best we could be. So just really excited, and I know that she's excited to be there and excited to change what we can.
It's about resilience, growth, and inspiring the next generation. With their eyes on the championship and a commitment to lifting up their community, the Indiana Fever are setting the stage for something special. The future of women's basketball is bright, and it's impossible not
specific ways I can be more dynamic. So, finishing at all 3 levels, being able to use my size and post up and have more of a mid-range game to just make me.
What do you think? Are you ready to cheer them on? Let us know in the comments.